Coach Donna here. I'm still laughing at my mama, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, she is hilarious. Anyway, I am coming to you to talk to you today about timing. Making sure that you get things done in time. In the idea of working in time to have something that you're supposed to have now. Putting the time in now so that you'll have the fruit of the labor that you want later. So that your labor, will do what it's supposed to do. And produce for you what you're supposed to have. At the same time, I wanted to just kind of talk to you a little bit about the things that we don't do and the things that we let slide until they become an avalanche and cause us more problems than they should. So, today, I have been spending the day studying, and I haven't been talking to you over the last 2 days because I have been just in, constant motion. And so by 10:30, 11 o'clock, my eyes are crossing because I've been up at 4 or I've been up at 5. So, my eyes are crossed, and I'm really not giving quality video. I've been trying to do them, during my time in my day, but I just really haven't been able to really focus in on what I need to tell you. A lot of times when I come to you to talk to you, I come to you with a script, and then a lot of times I just have an idea of what I want to tell you. Like today, I don't have a script, but I know what I need to talk to you about, so I'm okay for talking. Some days I don't have a script and nothing comes to my head, and I'd rather not give you guys junk. So rather than giving you my babbling, I'd rather give you quality information that you can use in your life. And so that's what the last 2 days were specifically. And I'll talk about those days actually in this video. So today, back to today, I've been studying all day. I have not talked to my mother. And when I was doing this video before, right here when I was saying I have not talked to my mother FaceTimed me like, where you been, little girl? Anyway, so then I explained to her, well, I've been studying and I haven't talked to you on purpose because I'm trying to get this stuff done so that I can go to the next thing. The importance, and I've talked to you a couple times about me being in real estate school. The importance of me doing it in this season, at this time, and being focused on it is key to my future. And I fully get that. Do I want to be a realtor forever? No. But do I need to be one right now? Absolutely. Do I need to have this building block in place for the next building block? Yes. Do I need to have this in my world so that I can go on to the next thing? Yes. And if I don't do it now, will that slow down my future? I'm here to say, absolutely. Because at certain points in our lives, and according to my life map, I should say, which is completely, flexible to a point. Flexible to a point. And I say to a point because sometimes you plan things out and you're not ready for the thing you planned. And so when you get ready for it, the lesson is there for you. But it's still a part of your life map. So that's the one thing. The other thing is moving stuff out of the way because you're afraid and you delay your blessing. So initially thinking, and then when I talked to you about me wanting my real estate license, it was a couple years ago. I was in no wise ready for what I am in my mind and my thought process and my emotions in the place where I am mentally able to be in California, because it took me a couple years, even though I was living in California, to be present in California. So truly, I needed this time to get myself together and to be ready to move according to what I had to do in my life. And just like clockwork, just like God being who He is, 2014, 2015, right around the time when I'm supposed to be getting my real estate license in California anyway. So I'm on schedule whether I knew it or not. But I know right now that I have to do these things in order to be able to be what I need to be effectively to next year, 2015, 2018, 2020, 2025. Yep, I got my life planned all the way out to 2025 at this moment. I'm sure it's going to go further after the end of this year. That's how it works. At any rate, so the thought process behind this part of today's talk is planting the right seed at the right time so that you can have the right crop, the right harvest at the right time. Because you don't want to put it in the ground and then it germinates and dies, or it springs up too early. And you don't want to put it in the ground when you're not capable of tilling to get the produce that you need. Because sometimes we plant too early because we're so excited. We plant too early because we just want this and we want that and we want the other. And it's good that we want those things. But if we plant too early and we're not ready to tilling and we're not equipped to handle the harvest, we can jack our lives up. Just so you know, I understand that on two ways. I've done it both ways. It's easier and more beneficial if you do what you're supposed to do in the right timing. And that's a conversation that you have with God. Unfortunately, that's not a conversation you can have with anybody else, because he's the only one who knows exactly what you're supposed to be doing. If you don't believe in God, go with the universe. If you don't believe with the universe, go with the creator or the divine presence or the divine purpose. However you do it, make sure that you get in line with that purpose for your life so that you'll know where you're supposed to be. Next point, doing things late. And what they bring to you because you didn't do things on time. So remember I said you do stuff on time and you get the crop that you're supposed to get. You do stuff late because you're delaying it and you don't get the right stuff because you don't get the right stuff. You get an adverse effect. Because no matter how you plant the seed, you're still going to get a crop. That's what you need to understand. So if you plant a seed in timely fashion, you will get the crop that you're supposed to get and that you intend to get. If you plant a seed of tardiness, of lateness, of slothfulness, then you will get all the stuff that goes with that in crop form. So just like you planted the seed for the tree and it came up and it was a whole bunch of apples, and then the apples created more apples and apples created more apples and you had a grove, it is the same thing over and over again, and it gets bigger. Prime example. So you know how I've been telling you guys about how I've been working really hard around lately, and a couple things have been like tapping at me. Well, one of those things was a result of me not doing what I should have done a long time ago. And because I didn't, well, not a long time ago. Actually, that one came up pretty quick. It was a couple months. Just a couple months. It screwed me all up. Just a couple months. And so it was really something that I should have, dealt with. And I didn't deal with it. And because I didn't deal with it, because I put it off, because I was trying to skate, what could have cost me this much ended up costing me this much. And actually, probably way more. Why? Because it cost me time. It cost me effort. It cost me energy. It cost me mental capacity that I cannot get back in terms of the focus that I needed to do to take care of that in an instant, as opposed to taking care of it with ease and grace a couple of months ago. And it wouldn't have been nearly the thing more than just push the button. Seriously, it went from push the button to run around for 3 days straight, expending energy in all kinds of capacities, trying to stay focused on getting my work done at the same time. And literally, I lost time, energy, and money, focus, and absolutely, I lost a little sleep because of the pressure of all of the hurry up and get it done really quick. This crop that came up that was this huge from a seed that was that big, that could have come up a completely different crop if I just planted it correctly the first time. So this is my lesson that I am sharing with you. Don't put things off that you know are going to cost you later, thinking that, it won't cost me. Because yes, it will. This is not about, me disciplining you or any of that stuff. This is about you understanding seeds being sown and the difference in the crop that they produce. See, because the same thing happened to me a couple of, like the year before, and completely different scenario, because I did what I was supposed to do. It was easy. I didn't even have one care of it. And this year, I didn't. And I can't even tell you why. But literally changed the whole thing for me. And the truth of the matter is, if I had just done what I was supposed to do, which is like what I'm doing now in terms of studying, in terms of making sure that I have all of my ducks in a row, in terms of me listening to my class over again and taking more notes and being attentive to what she's saying and the things that I missed in class. And really and truly making it important enough to take time out and plant the right seeds right now, I am expecting such a great and different crop because I am focused and making sure that this gets done. So again, it's really about understanding that reciprocity happens regardless. The law of reciprocity is what you sow, what you reap. You reap what you sow. So what you put out comes back. It is whatever people call it, karma. The scripture comes to mind. It says, "Be not deceived; God is not mocked. Whatsoever you sow, that you shall reap." And when you think about it in terms of that, you don't sow an apple seed and get a pear tree, or an apple, or a banana tree, or a pineapple tree. You don't sow a plum seed and get a grapevine. Not possible. It doesn't produce after anything but itself. So whatever seed you sow, that's the seed that you're going to reap. But you don't reap one, because no tree only produces one apple. Can you imagine a tree that comes up all big and strong, and when it's time for it to produce, it's one apple? One apple? Like, that's not possible. That doesn't happen. So really and truly understanding that you have to, and again I say have to, work diligently on creating the life that you want by planting the seeds that you have to plant. In order to have what you want to have, plant them in time. Plant them with diligence. Plant them with focus. And move according to the things that you have to do. Don't try and skirt past the stuff that's not pleasant. Because it wasn't pleasant what I had to do. I didn't really want to do it. I didn't want to do it last year, but I did it. I didn't want to do it this year, so I did. So, understanding that you have to make sure that you, I guess as Susie Carter says, you got to live in integrity on every level. And you got to make sure that your integrity level is above board everywhere. Because one slip, Jim Rohn says, one slip in integrity changes your level of consciousness. It affects who you are as a conscious living being. And that is not cool. So, the better part about it is, if it goes down, it's not good. But if it goes up, if you get greater awareness, if you get greater understanding, if you get greater abilities to do more and be above board, harder, stronger, and with more diligence, then you get greater rewards out of it. So, be about your business, peeps, because there is no time to have the crop that sucks. Life in 4G is living in God, living a life of giving, living a life of gratitude, and living unapologetically in your greatness. Have a great night, peeps.